All right, hello. A little follow up to my I'm back video from the other day. I talked a little bit about a patient who was quitting carnivore to make his doctor happy because by all evidence, he was healthier. He had lost weight. He no longer had chronic pain. He was feeling amazing. He had energy, but his cholesterol was high. So his doctor harangued him and he quit carnivore and he gained 20 pounds and feels terrible. And so it had me thinking about my frustrations with the medical establishment. I am very disillusioned and disappointed in modern medicine. Medical doctors are great for acute situations, for childbirth, for car accidents, for acute illnesses. You come down with an infection. But as far as long-term health, I don't think it should be called the healthcare system. It should be called the sick care system, because doctors are trained in the practice of medicine and the study of medicine. My own story, I went to the doctors for many different health issues I was having prior to going carnivore, and the answer was always to give me medication. I had a lot of stuff. Probably the worst one was the IBS, and I was just given a antispasmodic medication to calm your digestive system down. You have to take a pill before every meal, every day. No wondering why it was happening. No investigation into anything that could be done to prevent it. Prevent it permanently, not just prevent it, with a pill. So I have my issues with the medical industry. They're strongly funded by pharma. They're strongly funded by food. Your studies are not going to be good. Think about the medication, the statin medications. It's the most profitable prescription sold. You're not going to get studies coming out talking about how cholesterol is not a very good indicator of cardiovascular risk. Because if there were enough studies on LDL and HDL and what truly causes heart disease and whether or not cholesterol has anything to do with it, and they were to find that cholesterol really is not a big factor, there goes the profit. There goes their cash cow. So the whole medical system is tainted and dirty, and I can't believe in almost anything that comes out anymore, because it has such a bias and so profit driven that everything that comes out, there's an agenda behind it all. But I think I just, going back to my patient, I was reminded of a couple other patients, so stories that I wanted to share as well. I had a woman who was suffering really badly from vertigo, and she would tell me because she couldn't be seated back very far in the chair for dental treatment, which is difficult for me because when patients can't sit back, it makes my job very hard because I can't see into their mouth. But anyway, so we had a conversation about her vertigo and how I also suffered from vertigo for many years, many years. I would wake up, and if I just turned over in my sleep, turned from one side to the other, for whatever reason, it would just spark it off, and that's it for the rest of the day. I was incredibly dizzy, nauseous, and this would happen I would go in spurts of having it happen several times a week. Then maybe it would be quiet for a couple months. Then I'd have it several times a month. But I had it for years. And so I told her that I used to suffer from vertigo, and I said I don't get it anymore. And she said, well, what did you do? How did you get rid of it? And of course, I told her about the carnivore diet. So since I've been carnivore, I have not had one single solitary episode of vertigo. I used to just get randomly, even if I didn't get a whole vertigo episode where it lasted all day, sometimes just random quick sensations of being dizzy just pop up out of nowhere. I'd just be sitting there working on a patient, and just this wave of dizziness would come over me, and then it would pass. Or standing up too quickly, I would get dizzy. But all of that went away. So she asked me how I did it. I told her about carnivore. And she's asking some questions, and she's like, no carbs, no bread, no pasta. Now, mind you, she had just been telling me how horrible she had been suffering with her vertigo, how awful it was, how much it was interfering with her life. Beside herself, she was just cranky and sad and grumpy about always feeling terrible. And she said, no bread, no pasta. And she goes, I couldn't do that. And that really blows my mind, really, because I have so many people who say that to me. They'll tell me all their medical conditions. They'll tell me whatever it is that they're struggling with, and they're sighing, and they look defeated, and they look like, it just, life is so hard. Whatever their medical condition is, their chronic illness is, their chronic pain is. So many people, they just seem desperate. And then when I share with them a possible solution, inevitably they say, oh, I could never do that. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because that moment of mouth pleasure means more to them than being well, than enjoying life, than having energy and feeling good. They are admitting in that moment they would rather be sick. They'd rather be miserable. They'd rather be in pain, unable to do the things that they always love, so long as they can eat the foods that they love. And that speaks to food addiction. It comes right back to food addiction. Some people don't want to recognize that that's a thing. Too many people are hung up on addiction, connected with alcoholism or drugs as in something that is illicit. And how can food be illicit? We need food to eat. There's just foods that some are just more fun than others, but there's no such thing as an addiction to food. But that's not true. That's completely not true. The amount of people who say they could not give up foods that give them momentary pleasure to be healthy is a testament to food addiction. I had another patient who, again, was struggling with health. She was about, 60, 70 pounds overweight. And she couldn't get over the fact that I didn't eat fruits and vegetables. She was insistent that it had to be unhealthy. Now, mind you, again, she had a ton of health issues, overweight. The way that she moved and talked, you could tell her life was just weighing her down. But she insisted I needed fruits and vegetables to be healthy. And it's that disconnect, that I don't know. It's, I guess, indoctrination, what we've been told our whole lives. We can't let it go. So anyway, I just wanted to share a couple of stories, some more patient stories, kind of touch on food addiction a little bit, and just some things I've been thinking about. I'm home from work, hanging out at the house, and, these things randomly come up in my mind, and I feel like I want to chat about them for a little bit. So anyway, I hope you're having a blessed week, and we will talk soon.